There was a kind of quality that I think we had, particularly as we got through the Sesame years and moved into the Muppet Show years. There was a feeling in the team that we were doing something special. We were onto something.
Nothing was impossible, nothing.
Have you ever been to Los Angeles?
Jim always believed that you could do more with the Muppets than other people thought you could, one of which is just shoot the Muppets outside in the real world.
Did you ever go to the movies? These are natives. They don't know much about movies.
Kermit, run. There's bulls all over the place here.
What?
There's bulls here.
There's bulls here?
Yes.
Ah! Wait a minute. Hey, but that's another story. Get it? Other story? You don't know half of it. You don't know. Okay, I think I've milked this far enough, right, guys? Listen, we're just not blowing our horns here. Hey, there's a great bunch of cows you got here. No, not herd of cows. No. Not bunch. Oh, God.
I said, Jim, I hear you want to make a movie of the Muppets. Yes, I do. Or I'd very much like to. I put out my hand and I says, shook Jim's hand. I says, you've got a deal for the Muppet movies.
Wow!
The Great Muppet Caper.
Nice title.
Well, I did some reading last night about Broadway producers and investors and agents and everything, and now I know what I have to do to sell our show. You see, if you can't beat them, join them.
Hey, sweetheart, I just flew in from the coast. Listen, I got an appointment with what's his name? Your top theater agent here?
Leonard Weinstein?
Yeah, Lenny, right. And what office is he in again, doll?
Well, he's in Suite 1024, but I'll call and see.
No need for that, because Lenny and we go way back. I'm talking way back. But thanks, honey, you're too much. Far out, right on.
A frog with an afro.
Hey, Lenny, sweetheart, babe, I just flew in from the coast. Hey, I love your office. Don't change a thing. Say, listen, Lenny, my private plane's double parked outside, so I gotta run, but I got this Boffo Sacco script for a Broadway slot called Manhattan Melodies. It's totally today, yet tremendously timeless, and I am giving you first look-see because we're like family. Have I ever lied to you, Lenny? Whoop, I think I hear my beeper. Listen, I gotta split. I'll have your people call my people, okay? We'll take a meeting, all right? We'll set a conference call, and remember, Lenny, Boffo Lenny, Sacco Lenny, okay? I'll call you. We'll have lunch. Ciao!
We always used to kid him that having told everybody repeatedly that simple is good, Jim would turn around and try to produce the most complicated work in the world at the drop of a hat and just about wipe out everybody, himself most of all, in the process.
Ever since the Muppet movie premiered, people have been asking me how the Muppets ride bicycles. Well, here's Kermit. He's a marionette here. That's a puppet that's worked on strings from above. And the marionettist is riding in a crane high overhead. Now, we would intercut this shot with a shot of a hand puppet version of Kermit.
Okay, you guys, now come on, do what I tell you. Don't step on that asphalt. I told you not to. Come on.
Hey, look at him.
Oh, big legs.
Hey, you on the bike! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Oh, my God!
Watch out! No!
That's pretty dangerous, building a road in the middle of the street. I mean, if frogs couldn't hop, I'd be gone with the Schwinn.
We found between the first Muppet movie and the second Muppet movie that everybody just, all they could remember, one of the main things they could remember was Kermit on a bicycle. They were just stunned and astounded. My father came up with this really complicated scene to do with Kermit and Piggy. Challenging people was one of the most fun things, I think, for my father. And with the bicycle scene, what the heck, have him ride in a figure eight and then go on. It really didn't make a big difference to the scene. He loved to just challenge him.
Yes, couldn't we ride side by side?
We always wanted to come up with something that has never been done before, and if people say, no, it can't be done, then that's for sure gonna be, you know, the challenge.
Look, Ma, no brains!
Now, when we needed to show a whole group of characters, we just tied all the bicycles together with rods. Then we could radio control the mouths of the characters and pull the whole thing along with strings.
Side by side.
The whole rig is being pulled from in front by two big tricycles. You have to look close because they're way down the road there, but one of those is being ridden by my son Brian.
Just because probably in his typical way, he tried to come up with something impossible. We could see if we can figure out how to do it.
This, you know, all this is insane, but nobody else but Jim would do this.
Fantasy is speaking, ecstasy is speaking, all that's fair or fine or wonderful or anything is speaking.
In order to be underwater and not float up the surface, I had a couple of bricks with ropes around them. Just before the take started, I breathed in the air. The underwater assistant took the tube away. I put my feet under the bricks, and then I would shoot the scene, and then the assistant would come for the air, and I'd breathe again.
All the world ever wanted was you, a dream that's true.
Underneath the zaniness, there was a kind of decency that the characters had about the world and to each other. And I think that's one of the real legacies that Jim left. At the core, there was always this kind of sense of social values and decency.
All right, Hopper.
All right, Frog. One last chance. You gonna do my TV commercials live or stuffed?
Hopper, what's the matter with you? You gotta be crazy chasing me halfway across the country. Why are you doing this to me?
Because all my life I wanted to own 1,000 frog leg restaurants, and you're the key, Greenie.
Yeah, well, I've got a dream too. But it's about singing and dancing and making people happy. That's the kind of dream that gets better the more people you share it with. And, well, I found a whole bunch of friends who have the same dream. And it kind of makes us like a family. Do you have anybody like that, Hopper? I mean, once you get all those restaurants, who are you going to share it with? Who are your friends, Doc?
It certainly opened us up into a whole new world that allowed us a whole emotional range, which runs the gamut, thinking of the Muppet movie, from being able to actually put Fozzie at the wheel of an old Studebaker, with Kermit playing navigator sitting next to him, and them riding across the country. That wonderful sense of the old buddy movie.
Yeah, it's beautiful country out here.
A frog and a bear seeing America.
Moving right along in search of good times and good news. With good friends you can't lose.
This could become a habit.
Opportunity knocks once, let's reach out and grab it.
Yeah!
Understanding how big the characters had become kind of iconographic figures, there are certainly a handful of moments that come to mind.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. Johnny's guest host tonight is Kermit the Frog.
Today we all went to Disneyland, you know, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, and myself. The guard at the gate didn't want to let us out. You know, it looks sort of silly to see all those people running around dressed like, you know, a mouse and a duck.
Louder and funnier.
Yes, sir. I'm doing my best out here.
You're dying.
Moving right along.
Footloose and fancy free.
Getting there is half the fun. Come share it with me.
Good morning.
I'm a hairdresser.
Knock it off!
Sorry. Excuse me.
Hello, Molly.
I'm sorry.
What is wrong with the man? I thought 60 Minutes was a high-class show.
Well, I think
The man breaks up when he's talking to a star.
he's overwhelmed because of how pretty you are. He just fell apart.
I thought he was a good interviewer.
Yeah, well, no. He's just.
Gonna fool me!
Overwhelmed by your beauty.
All right, that's a wrap.
Very tired.
Moving right along, dug-a-dug. Hey, LA, where have you gone? Send someone to fetch us. We're in Saskatchewan.
Tonight, a special Nightline. What's happening to the stock market and the economy?
We constantly refer to the market as though we all knew what the market was.
Yes.
You do.
Right.
What about the bull market or the bear market?
Oh, well, you see, if you wanted to ask about them, I have experts for the bear market, for instance. We have Fozzie Bear.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Well, Fozzie, it's a delight to have you with us. Can you tell us what is a bear market?
Yes, Ted, well, thank you. Being a bear myself, that is one of the first things we bears are taught in the caves. If I recall, a bear market is where prices are going down for a long period of time. Thank you.
That sounds like a rather nasty market indeed. What about a bull market, Kermit?
Well, the bull market, by contrast, is the market where the stocks are generally going up.
So one would wish, I suppose, for a bull market to drive the bears out.
No, we don't want that. We never want that. Let's sit down.
Well, there you have a visual demonstration, Ted.
Moving right along, way to the birds of a feather. We're in this together, and we know where we're going.